Hi, I'm Al Forster with AVF Consulting LLC. My website is www.avfconsults.com. In my introductory tutorial, I talked about a stock buy, hold, sell strategy that I called Stockwatch Automation. And I talked about the fact that it has allowed me to average 12% a year in the stock market over the last 15 years. What that means is that the funds that I had in my portfolio 15 years ago have grown by over 500%. This methodology and the Get Stocks application that I've developed have made me a more confident, less fearful investor, and I believe they can do the same thing for you. So in this part of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how to download, install, configure, and use the Get Stocks application. So let's get started. The first thing you do is launch your web browser, go to a Google input line, and type OO dot or space DOWNLOAD. What this does is Google finds links to the download page for openoffice.org. You click on it, and the server is smart enough to identify what kind of operating system you're using, what kind of computer you're using, and what kind of processor that computer has. So it knows that I'm using a Mac operating system with an Intel processor, and I can click the download button. When I do this, the application will be downloaded to my computer over the next 5 to 20 minutes, depending on how fast my internet connection is. Since I've already done that, I'm going to quit my web browser, and I'm going to show you what the disk image looks like. Basically, what I do is I click on the Applications directory, create a folder called OpenOffice.org, and copy the OpenOffice.org application and the license and README files, to that particular directory. Once I'm finished with that, I double-click on the OpenOffice.org application, and it is launched, at which point I select it, options, and tell it to keep it in the dock. This allows me to use the OpenOffice.org application, which gives me a word processor, spreadsheet, presentation package, drawing package, database, and formula package, all in one free application. So the first thing I do is I open a new spreadsheet. I type something in the cell A1, like test, and I increase the spreadsheet so that it fills my entire screen, and I decrease the size to around 70%. This is necessary because when my application is downloaded and open, it has a number of cells, and the sheet has to OpenOffice remembers this sheet size as the standard parameter it will use to open various other documents. The next thing I do is I select the preferences. I choose security, and for macro security I set it to low. This allows my application to run effectively without a series of nuisance macro is about to be launched dialog boxes. Once you've set up these parameters, you save the new document. I call it test, and I would basically save it to my desktop. And then I quit OpenOffice.org, and I then go to my Documents folder. I create a folder called GetStocks, and I will place the test ODS file in there, as well as the documents that I'm going to download off the internet. So next, I'll go to my browser again. I'll type in www.avfconsults.com, and I'll go to my website. You can read a little bit more about me on the welcome page by clicking the welcome button, or you can view a video welcome that talks about GetStocks and the Stockwatch automation application. You can also go to the tutorials that I have. I have 5 or 6 tutorials that are in this particular web page. And then, or you can go to the GetStocks Terms and Conditions directory, and you can download the Terms and Conditions rich text format file, the Install and Use file, or several other files that explain how to use GetStocks. I have several free versions available for you to download. The one without the W is for Macintosh or Linux-based computers. The one with the W behind it is for Windows-based computers. There's also a open, I call the GetStocks free application. This automatically, this particular file will automatically launch GetStocks free 1 for a Macintosh, or you can set up several scheduled tasks to automatically open and close the GetStocks application in a Windows-based environment. So let's download the master library first, and then the GetStocks free example 1 application. We can take and look at where they are, where they've been placed. Basically, they're in a download directory, the way I have my computer set up. And we could drag these files over to the GetStocks documents directory that I set up. And if we want to know where the free GetStocks application is, they're right here. Okay, so once we've done that, we can quit our web browser again, and we can double-click on the GetStocks master library, and it will tell me that I can install version 0 of the GetStocks master library here, but I've already installed it, so I'm not going to try installing it again. Once we've installed the master library, we can then go over here and double-click on the GetStocks example 1. And you will be challenged to enter a password. So you will need to send me an email to al@avfconsults.com, and I will reply with an email that tells you the password for the free version of GetStocks. This is a free limited version. Although I'm watching about 37 sectors right now, this particular version only shows you 9 sectors. The other 31 sectors are just hidden in this particular version and cannot be. And this particular version doesn't have protect and unprotect cells, so that you can't make any modifications to these cells except to run the various segments. So let's first take and zoom in on this particular free application. Oh, and by the way, if you want to be able to run this for the next few weeks for free, until the end of the month anyway, what you would do is select Save As, save the document without the example in there. So it would be called Get Stocks Free 1, and you'd save without a password. So you'd click the Save with Password and you'd deactivate it. Then we'd save, and I'll show you here that we now have a Get Stocks Free 1 that doesn't have the example name in it, so that you can launch it without having to enter a password again. Now, what this spreadsheet is set up to do is set up in 4 quadrants. The upper left quadrant includes a series of entry points. With the full-blown application, the user will be able to modify anything within the box. You'll be able to change the stocks involved: Apple, EMC, HPQ, Dell. The full-blown version has, I'm currently watching 37 sectors, but 38, 39, and 40, those sectors have just placeholder indicators, and you'll be able to add your own stocks into those placeholder areas. What you would do then is, if you bought Apple stock, you'd put the date you purchased it, the particular number of shares that you own, and how much you paid for those shares. From that point on, when you click a button, the process button, it will go out and acquire the data needed to determine whether a particular sector is a buy, a hold, or a sell. And it will show you with color-coded indicators which sectors should be bought, which ones should be sold, or which ones where there's no clear indicator as to whether they should be bought or sold. What this application is doing is it's determining when large investors buy into a particular sector, and I buy in after their lead. If 4 stocks in each sector are chosen, if 3 out of 4 of those stocks go up for 3 days in a row, and the daily volume for that particular sector is above the 90-day or 3-month moving average volume for that sector, then that's a buy indicator. And conversely, if 3 out of 4 stocks decrease in value over 3 days, and one of those 3 days has above 90-day moving average volume associated with it, then it's an indication that a large investor or set of investors have sold out of that sector, and I follow suit shortly after. The whole process takes about 6 days. 3 days to detect, and then during the next 3 days, I make a decision whether I want to get out of that sector or not. The navigation pad that you see here has a number of buttons. If you click, and I'm going to zoom back away again so you can see what is happening. But right now, you're seeing that the 16th